Welcome back to Akari, not daily. Um, Akane posted this puzzle saying favorite to bluesky, and author says muhorka. And let me just solve that on puzzling like last time. All right, so right off the bat, um, if this is either of these two, then this too is impossible to satisfy. So I can eliminate these, and I can say it has to be here, because there can only be one against this. That's a lot of ones. Okay. This one can be lit up by this one or this one. Alright, if this were to go here, this would have to be both of these. It's funny, I spotted like something I could do here just out of the thumbnail for the puzzle, and I'm like, oh, this probably won't be too hard, but now I'm not seeing anything else. Same deal with this one, this one. If this were to go here, this would have to go here. What other information do I have? Oh, well, yeah, we've got another chain of like probably going to be one of these two, neither of these, one of the, or other way around. Is there a way I can prove? Because if so, I can get a lot of eliminations here. Doot. Blarg. And there's a fly going around. Whatever. Who cares? Not me. Yep. If this were to go here, this would be lit up here, and then I don't think there'd be anything that could light this up. Is that right? If there's a light here, then this has to go here. Yeah, okay, so this can't go here, which means one of these two, which means it's not this one. Alright. If this were to go here, this would be X'd off, then we would put a light here. Yeah, the bug's bugging me. Dang it. Wait, we have a corner illumination right here, I think. Yeah. Okie dokie. I'm so used to just the daily Akari interface. Not used to solving harder puzzles on anything else. Alright, what else can I figure out here? If this were to go here, this would have to go here. If this were to go here, this would also go here, and then this would have to be lit up by either of these, which means couldn't be here. Which would mean this would have to go here. And this would go here, and this would go here. If it were here, this would be Xed off, which would put this here. I'm looking pretty far ahead. Is there something I'm missing? If I can prove it's not this one, then that gives me one of these two, neither of these, one of these, neither of these, and same on the other side. If this were to go here, then we would see one of these two, neither of these, one of these. And I don't see how that's helpful right now. Yeah, this 2 definitely seems like it's just kickstarting the rest of the puzzle. The way I'm looking at it, at least. I'm gonna zoom in a bit, because I can. What if this were to go here? Well, actually, we already looked at it being forced to be lit up there. But what if, okay, what if it's one of these two? Then this is X'd off, this is X'd off. This would have to be lit up by either one of these two or this one. So whatever opposite of this is. So let's say this were to go here, then this would be lit up by either this or that, I think. If this were to go here, and okay, this is X'd off, this is blue, this is open. This is X'd off, this is open. If it were to go here, then I think this is still open. Yeah, it is. So if this goes here, then I know I could just use trial mode, but I don't know. That's cheating in daily Akari, and I'm pretty used to doing it without trial mode already. But it would just be useful right now. I'm debating whether or not I do it. Yep. If this were to go here, this couldn't go here. This would have to go either here or here. And then this would go here. So let's look if this is here. Then if this goes here, this has to go here. And this has to be lit up by itself, I think. this goes here, yeah, this has to be lit up by itself. And then that would eliminate these two. And I think this would have to be lit up by this here. So this goes here, this goes here. Neither of these. And this can only be lit up by that. Which leaves one here. So this goes here. And so this goes here. These are eliminated. One of these two. Neither of these. This here, and then this here. So this light would go here in this case. You know what? I'm already looking really far ahead, so I'm just going to enable trial mode. So if we have this here, then this has to be lit up by itself, which eliminates these. And then this has to be lit up by that. Which puts one here. Oh, and then this has to light itself up. Okay, and then there needs to be one here. Oh, this would have to go here. Forgot about that. Which would eliminate this one. One of these two, neither of these. Yep. Okay, and we've got like a little chain going here, it looks like. This could just be both of these. If this were to go here, though, then the rest of these would be X'd off, so this wouldn't be able to go here. Which would mean this would have to be here, I think, to light this up. Yeah. And then this one could only light itself up, which would put this here. And then this one would have to light itself up. Yep. Same with this one. Alright. This can't go here because there would need to be something to light this up. Yep. I don't know, is it wrong for me to be using trial mode right here? I don't know. Oh, this one has to be lit up by itself. Let me know in the comments below. I hate sounding like a YouTuber, honestly. This would have to go here, and then there would be one left here, and then there would be a corner elimination right here. This one can only light itself up. And then this also can only light itself up. And then there's one left on this one. This can't go here, which means this is the only one that can light itself up, which puts this here and this here. And there's nothing to light that up, so let's reject that trial, I guess. Which means this probably can't go here. I'm gonna go into trial mode again, seeing if it works the other way. Alright. There's one left here. Then can't be this one. If this were to go here, we'd just have to have one of these two. Probably this one is to avoid no, oh wait, no, it could be lit up by this one. Yep. I think this has to be lit up by itself. Yeah. Which eliminates all these. It has to be one of these two, neither of these two. One of these two, which means this one, and neither of these two. One of these two, and neither of these two. Up. This one has to be lit up by this, which means this one has to light itself up. If this would go here, this would have to go here. Okay, not seeing much else I can work with at the moment. I could always just go into a further trial, but that would also feel like further cheating. Okay, I think I might have some logic worked out with like how this line works here. Which means I might be able to reject the trial entirely and work out the logic without it. So I'm going to do that. Worst case scenario, I can just do what I'm doing again. I mean, I know it can't go here, but I shouldn't have been able to figure that out, so I'm going to undo that. But in both cases, so if this goes here, then this goes here. Alright, and we've got, it's definitely one of these two, which affects the rest of these. And then if it's this one, then this one has to light itself up, which tells us the same thing. So we can eliminate all of these. Hang on. So that's, if this goes here, then this goes here. And if this goes here, then this goes here. Okay, that's the logic I should have seen from the start. Just ignore the fact that I trial moded for most of that. So, yeah, eliminate these, eliminate those, eliminate these, eliminate those, and eliminate these. And okay, now in both cases, what do I do? Does that tell me anything? There was a way pretty early on in both trials that, like, I proved this would have to be here. But how? If this goes here, then this goes here. If this goes here, then obviously this one would light itself up, which would give me that solution. But when I put this here, that puts this here, and this goes here. Okay, let's try to prove this square wrong. So if there's a light here, then this goes here, and this goes here. Then this goes here, and then either these two work. Okay, I'm gonna go into trial mode again until I can see the logic for eliminating this one. This goes here. Oh wait, right, that's wrong trial. Nope. Forgot to go back into trial mode. Oh, okay. So this would have to go here. Put this here. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So if this goes here, this has to be lit up by this one, which once again makes this one have to get lit up. So in both cases, actually, this one gets lit up. So I can absolutely put that there. I feel like I probably could have had this solved if I used the trials, but I'm just gonna pretend I haven't seen them other than clues for finding logic. I think that's the way I'm going about this. And then if this goes here, this has to go here. And if this goes here, then this goes here. And this doesn't go here. In fact, let me just look at that in trial mode, because it's a mental trial, so I might as well just have help with it. So if this goes here, then this doesn't go here, which puts this here. Then this one has to be lit up by this. Yeah, which puts this here. So, okay. So if this goes here, then Oh wait, no, already. Oh wait, never mind, because this one, this square exists. But if this goes here, then this has to be lit up by that one, which puts this here. And if this goes here, this goes here. So in both cases, this goes here. Okay, I see the logic I'm supposed to figure out without using the trials. Even though I kind of had to use trials to figure it out. Which puts one left on this one. And then one left on this one. Yep. I can prove it's not here, because it has to be one of these two, and it has to be one of these two. Because we just got a little mini loop right here with this crossed off spot, and the two. And now what? Oh wait, I forgot to mark that off. Now I guess we've got a little chain right here. Wait, I can eliminate this one because that would block off this and stop this one from getting lit up. Okay. For a moment I was like, wait, no, I can't because this one exists. But then I remembered, oh wait, right, that would get X'd if I were to put that there. Oh wait, but there was already a light here to begin with, so it doesn't do me any good. But it actually does tell me that this one can only be lit up by itself, so that's good, which puts a corner illumination here. If this were to go here, this would have to go here, and if this were to go here, this would have to go here. So it's one of these two and one of these two. So that makes this little section of the puzzle dependent on this. Or, actually, these two also have an effect on it. If this goes here, that blocks these off. This goes here. We'd be able to eliminate this one. Wait, hang on. If this were to go here, then nothing could light this up, which means this goes here. If this were to go here, then this could be lit up by this, and that'd be fine. But hang on, I think I can prove this can't go here? Yeah, because nothing could light this one up. Okay. I'm getting it slowly but surely, which means this one can only light itself up, which eliminates these. And then it means one of these two, and neither of these. Since there's only 2 liberties left on this one, I can mark off this on the other one. I can actually mark this off because then nothing can light this up, which means it's both of these, which leaves one here, and then this has to be lit up by that. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Alright, now if this were to go here, this would be X'd off and nothing could light this one up. So this can't go here, which puts this here, and then blocks this, and then this can't go here because then we would need, because then nothing could light this up, which means this is the only one that can light itself up, along with this one. It looks like a little game of checkers or something. This goes here, which puts this here, and then blocks that off. And then this has to be lit up by one of these two. This can't go here, which puts this here and that there. And then there's one left here. And this has to be lit up by that, which puts this here, blocks this off, and puts this here. Alright, and we're done. 30 minutes, 37 seconds. A little bit of cheesing it with trial mode, I don't know, but I figured out the logic eventually. Even if I had some help, I guess. This was I don't know, this felt different from the usual like daily Akari puzzle, like, but the look ahead, or the logic that you should be able to put together without looking ahead in a trial too much is there. It was just like really hard for me to find, but good puzzle. See you tomorrow for the daily Akari.